respect. They may not understand it, but they respect the fact that you are an artist and they care about you enough and love you enough. They're willing to accept you for who you are and how you move. So it can go either way. It really just depends.
Hey, Hunny Buns. I hope your week is going fantastic. I think this show and this week's episode is going to be special this go around because not only do I have a guest, he is a pure gem to me. He is a multi published artist whose fictional series of God's Reject and Welcome to Tam 5, The Devil's Advocate. Not only is the series controversial in their own right, but relatable, he is also a member of Omega Sci Fi Fraternity Incorporated, a man of integrity, a man of multifaceted talents, and a man that is going to bless this platform on August After Hours. He is the Kingpin Gemini. How you doing, honey bun?
Wow, thank you for such a great introduction. I am doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good
And
to
you're
hear.
welcome. It's all true, all true. So, you don't have a libration, which I'm kind of surprised you didn't have a little in your cup.
Well, I had my share of fun last night. Let's just say
Talk
that.
about it. We can't. No.
No, we're not talking about
Okay,
it. We're not
got it.
talking about that.
Got it, got it. Okay. Well, I got in my little mug because I'm traveling right now. So it is black tea, honey, sugar, and given that your book titles are what they are, I poured a little bit of the Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
All right.
Highly recommend. So
All right. I'm gonna
get
have
you a
to try. I'm
bottle.
gonna have to try it. I'm gonna give me a bottle after this is over.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. So this week's episode, we kind of wanted to dive in on what is it like to be a creative and how love lives can go either up, down, all around.
Mmm.
Yeah. It's a journey, ain't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah. Mhm. So, first question, which is going to encompass pretty much the entire episode, is what are the pros and the cons of dating non creatives versus other creatives?
Well, I would have to say that in some, not all cases, there is a lack of understanding. Um, Also, being a creative, it comes with being misunderstood by a majority of the people around you that think with the left side of their brain rather than the right side of their brain.
Mm,
I mean, the way we do things is totally different in some aspects. The way we go about life and how we view certain things is totally different. And some people that cannot grasp that, they run away from it in a sense.
mhm.
Um, Also, dealing with a non creative, they sometimes connect our art to who we are as far as our character is concerned, not realizing that everything that we do is just under the basis or around the basis of a creative license, so to speak.
For sure.
So,
And I mentioned that in a previous episode how people don't know how to take the artist out of the art.
yeah, yeah, that is has probably been one of my greatest struggles,
Mm.
honestly. So, yeah,
So, would you say your preference is to date other creatives or non creatives?
I would say, and like I said, in some cases, not all cases, you have people who misunderstand you as an artist. But then you have non-creatives that also respect. They may not understand it, but they respect the fact that you are an artist and they care about you enough and love you enough. They're willing to accept you for who you are and how you move. So it can go either way. It really just depends on the person because I mean, honestly, sometimes two creatives don't work out
Hmm.
depending on what lane they're in. Um, it's a double-edged sword, honestly.
For sure. I can agree. I would say overall, now that I'm back in the creative space, I prefer dating creatives.
Mm.
because I dated a non creative and it almost took me out of here. It dimmed my light so bad. Never again. Never, no, didn't buy my books, didn't read my poetry, didn't like anything on social media, didn't tell anybody about it because he wanted to gatekeep me so bad. And that's where the running joke is I'm the internet girlfriend because it kind of like bled into the social media platforms.
Mm.
People, particularly men, gatekeep me. They don't want to share nothing because they believe if they share something of mine, it's going to blow up and then I'm going to ignore them.
Well, I can say that it's been my experience. I have been able to do my creative work freely. It is just a thing of dividing that time between my significant other and my work.
Mhm.
And I put a lot of time into my work, especially considering the fact that not only am I an author, but I am also the founder and CEO of my own book publishing company as well, Iconic Creations Entertainment. So while I am managing my own works, creative works, I'm also managing my company where I am managing other authors and artists as well, and doing things on the back end. So it, again, is very time consuming, and finding that time to pour into a significant other, that can be very difficult,
Mhm.
honestly.
And given the processes that we kind of go through, there's the types that are like to lock themselves in a room and type or
Mm-hmm.
sing or anything painting wise, artistry, just overall. Like there are the ones that seclude themselves, the
Mm-hmm.
ones that like to be around chaos to create the art.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, personally, I'm an isolated artist. Like I can't hear anything when I'm writing. I can't hear anything when I'm creating a reel.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you talk to me, like you're gonna have to tap me to be able to be like, oh, you're saying something to me because I'm that locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fun to me and it takes me out. I wouldn't say outer body, but it just takes me into an element that makes me truly happy. So when that was taken away from me, oh, I felt so cold and dead inside. That's not fun.
I cannot imagine. And I would say I'm the same way when it comes down to isolating myself, because I will be at home in my office in front of my desktop, just with my door closed, phone on do not disturb, and just write.
Mhm.
And I'm like that until I'm not, and I get bored or I just get tired of staring at a screen because my eyes feel like they're burning and about to pop out of my head.
Mhm.
And I will have to go around other people,
Mhm.
whether that means I'm going to a bar to kick it for a minute, or I'm going to a cigar lounge to smoke a cigar, and just the smallest things can give me one of the biggest and brightest ideas to add to what I'm already working on. And then I could just go right back to my office and lock myself back in and just get started all over again.
Mhm.
I also think that taking a step away from the work while in isolation, it keeps me going and prevents a lot of writer's blocks,
Mhm.
honestly. So I definitely do get the isolation. Um, Now, when you are isolating,
Mhm.
do you ever have that moment where you do have to step away? Or do you just completely lock in?
I would say 9 times out of 10, I completely lock in.
Mm,
And the 1%, usually I have to go to like a cafe and do some writing or something, or have a conversation to get me re inspired. But usually I'm locked in.
okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
So, given our processes, I'm pretty sure, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I remember when I got told that I had a gift for writing
mm-hmm,
and the gift of storytelling. Like I got told all the time, like even though I wasn't like a loudmouth kid or whatever, it's more so like, oh, you should be a motivational speaker because you speak so much life into other people and so forth. And your words are so impactful and they bring tears to my eyes. So when I noticed people were impacted by my words, both spoken and written, I said, oh, I probably got something here. So when did you realize that for you?
Mm, when did I realize it?
Hmm.
I
Now, you a
would,
humble king now, but talk about it.
damn. Um, I would say initially I didn't even realize it.
See,
Um,
humble, be humble.
my dad actually realized it, and I'll never forget I started writing when I was 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that I've published today literally came out of a journal that I started writing in like the fourth or fifth grade, and it was just stories about my neighborhood, East 105th and Superior in the Glenville area, and
Of Cleveland, Ohio.
Of Cleveland, Ohio, and I would let my dad read my stories, and that's when he said to me, you are not going to work for anybody for the rest of your life. I was very young too. Like I said, I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got older and would just write more stories just for the hell of it, he would read my stories and he would say the same thing. You're not going to work for someone the rest of your life. And then he just went on ahead and put that stamp on me and said, you're creative, you're a writer,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to own it. And then when I really started to consider taking it seriously, I still can never say that I viewed myself as a true writer.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I loved it, I knew it was my passion. I just think that because I had no sense of direction in that moment, I didn't see myself as such. Um, so my dad was that constant push behind me until I finally realized, damn, I am that dude when it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to this. Like this is my passion and this is my talent and I am owning it. And I probably didn't really see that until I was in college. I was in grad school and one of my professors read my first book before it was published because my first book I also used as my master's thesis.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, no one is ever going to publish this book. And this was back in 2019, 2020, maybe. And I was just thinking in my head, well, damn, it's kind of fucked up to say.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? All right, let me show you what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, I had already established a business that was surrounded around marketing and advertising consulting, but I also rebranded it to surround my passion, which was writing. So I said, you know what? I am going to be the book publisher that takes on all of the rejects or those who want to publish but are going to have their creativity compromised and changed by huge publishing houses and just let them have their creative freedom. And in the midst of that, I'm going to publish through my own company as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I did. And that was the moment where I was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. This is going to be my life from here on out. And it took so long. I mean, we're talking about like what now, 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is not that long
Right.
ago, honestly.
Especially to switch from not knowing anything, learning the game, and now thriving in it. That's a good time frame to be where you're at.
Absolutely. And on top of that, I was actually looking to get published by other companies, and it almost did happen, but they wanted me to change my story. And that was something that I was not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that creative freedom, and I did not want for my voice to be removed from something that I literally bled into.
Yeah.
So, again, it took a while for me to realize what I was and what I was becoming when it came down to my art and my talent and my passion. But I'm here now.
Mm.
Yeah. So I hope I answered your question.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. But to add on to that, to get a little bit deeper, given the time frame of the 6 years, have you experienced imposter syndrome at all, or you don't believe you hit that point yet?
Mm. Well, I would say I absolutely have.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because there were moments where I was actually ashamed of what I had written.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I knew what I wrote, I absolutely loved it, but I was ashamed to share it with the world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess you could say that's imposter syndrome in a sense where you kind of like you're living in two worlds where you're creative and you want to create what you want to create, but then you worry about how other people are going to perceive you or accept your work.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, my work can be and has been perceived as controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot of people have shunned me behind my work, um, called me all kind of names, even threatened my life about it. And you will be surprised of the death threats and all of the complaints and criticism that I have received
Mm-hmm.
behind my work because my work, for the most part, it is, well, it is not biblically accurate at all. Again, it is basically like the book of Genesis retold and also kind of modernized for fiction,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. God's Reject and Welcome to 10:5. It starts at the beginning of Adam and Eve's journey and talks about how Lucifer plays a role in corrupting God's children in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And all of my biblical characters are black, and I have received death threats behind that. Jesus was not black. God was not black.
But
Adam and Eve were not black, and all of these different things. And
they
then,
were, but
yeah, but however, however,
it's my opinion.
there are others out there who judged me because they thought, oh, well, King Gemini is a devil worshiper. And they didn't even read the book. They just
Mm-hmm.
read the summary on the back
Yeah.
of the book. Um, so when you receive that kind of feedback, especially from certain people that you're close to or that know you and know who you are, and they deem you as this individual, which is completely false, and it it does kind of make you retreat and make you not even want to put your work out there. And then when you tell people, oh, I'm an author, and they ask you, well, what have you published? And then you have this moment where you want to tell them, but then you don't want to tell them. And I have had moments where I was avoidant about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess again, I guess you could say that is imposter syndrome, but now I'm just at a point where I don't give a fuck anymore
Yeah.
because I love my work. I love what I do. I know who I am. I am not a devil worshiper, by the way. I do believe in God. Um, so
Yes.
yes, I have definitely suffered from imposter syndrome though.
Okay.
In this in between in this journey, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I am getting over it, I would say. I'm not going to say I'm 100% over it, but I am getting over it. That's the best way
Mm-hmm.
I could put it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And even so, it's the characters in themselves are individualistic, which makes it the fictional part
Hmm.
because it's parts of, per se, your own realities or experiences and so forth. So for people to literally reject it right out the door just because of the title or the book cover or whatever, it's kind of disheartening in a way because you're not even giving the material a chance.
Not at all.
And that's not typically fair. But when you actually dive into the books and realize what you're truly writing about, because you also have an undertone of what is the lesson here in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's thought provoking, it's in depth when it comes to certain, either not even biblical lessons, but humanity
Mm-hmm.
within it. And given my book too, it's rooted in finding the humanity
Mm-hmm.
in fucked up people.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, I will always tell anyone that I discuss my books with, my books are really about the human experience.
Yeah.
Take away the supernatural aspects of it and really look at the deeper message, because it is definitely a deeper message in that book.
Yeah.
But you got too many people who are buying the book strictly to just burn it. And I'm not just
Mhm.
saying that. I have literally had people buy my book and take a video and DM them setting my book on fire.
Oh my God.
Um, and my response is, I appreciate the sale.
I mean, period. Hey, got some coin at you.
Got something out you.
I'm
So
leaving with
I'm
something.
leaving with something. There you go. There you go.
For sure.
So, I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely more about the human experience. It's a lot of moral lessons in it. Not to spoil anything, but the biggest moral lesson is good and justice does prevail. It may not happen when you want it to, but it happens. And I mean, even the way both books end, um, evil never wins.
Mhm.
So that's just surface based. But again, you have to read the book in order to really understand what I am trying to get to in all of my stories, so to speak.
Mhm. So, with all that being discussed, how hard is it to date, not only being a creative, not only being a businessman that does not stop, by the way, because you keep going and going and going?
So I've
What
been
is
told.
dating like?
Dating is non existent at this point,
Hmm.
honestly. And the reason why is because, like you said, I am on the go constantly.
Yeah.
I am building a business. I am building a brand, not only as an entrepreneur, but as an author as well. I'm working on two books simultaneously for myself alone, and working on publishing a children's book for one of my artists that I just signed.
Hmm.
It's My life is very busy, so dating is really non-existent at this point.